This is Athlete Beyond for the ones chasing the dream, living it, or learning how they are after it. From college to pro to what's next, these are the stories behind the stats and the strength beyond the sport. My name is Lene Harper, and this podcast will not only tell my story, but the story of the 99%, the majority of athletes chasing their dreams and aiming for success. Hey everyone, it's Lene Harper here. Thanks again for tuning back into Athlete Beyond. Today's conversation is going to be a little uncomfortable. So if you ever dealt with the pros of preparation and certainly the cons of politics, then this video is for you. Before we get started, grab a pen and write this down. You will never be able to control the system, but you can control how ready you are when it tries to ignore you. Y'all, I can't tell you how many amount of hours I've dedicated to my craft, all of the sleepless nights where I put in overtime. I made sure that my preparation was never a question. Sadly, the preparation that I put in didn't matter when it came to politics. Even during those moments when I felt like giving up, I learned one thing, and that is when dealing with politics, you can't fake what's being built in the dark. The work will always show. I'm sure many of you have dealt with the feeling of your preparation being overpowered by politics. Some of you may have even went on to an elite school with top resources and were still overlooked. Some of you have dealt with being the better athlete and not being picked. Unfortunately, this has nothing to do with your talent or skill level. It's all about who you know and, most importantly, who knows you. I've experienced this so many times in my career, but instead of being the victim, I turned closed doors into victories and did everything I could to outwork the system. I failed so many times. I've been cut from teams plenty of times, but the one thing I never did was give up. While this sounds very discouraging, there are ways to get through it and around it. This doesn't just go for athletes, but this goes for anyone working to climb a ladder that isn't built for us to go up. So now I'll start by saying this. Step 1, control what you can control. You can't choose who gets favored, but you can choose your effort, you can choose your attitude, and your work ethic. Worrying about what you can't control will only cause pressure and strains to you mentally and physically. And as athletes, you are only as good as your mental strength. You have to find ways to master your own lane. Yeah, I've been blessed to learn this early on because without it, I didn't know where I would be. Controlling what I couldn't control had me in shambles. I was all over the place. But just to think that when I was in college, ranked as the highest recruit ever, I didn't think I was going to transfer. I didn't think that with all the accolades that I had, that I would still not get drafted. I didn't think that even on teams where I was needed most, I didn't touch the floor. When you worry too much, it causes depression, anxiety, and stress. And as athletes, we already have so much that we have to deal with. So to minimize more stress, only worry about what you can do and what you can control. Don't worry about anybody else. And instead of me trying to control something out of my nature, I'll focus on everything I could do to be better. And that gave me an advantage. You may think that in this moment, you're the only athlete struggling. But let me tell you, all athletes struggle, but they show it differently. Step 2, prepare like it's already yours. Yeah, y'all got to keep your game sharp, mentally and physically. Even when you're not getting the spotlight, when that opportunity comes knocking on your door, you won't need the time to get ready because you're already built for it. Preparation was and is still my best friend. Y'all stayed in the gym. I made sure I was always on point. I never wanted to be that person when the opportunity came, I would say, oh, I just need a little bit more time. While preparing, it's easy to compare yourself to others, but that could take you steps back. So while preparing, remember not to compare yourself to others in a sense of, why are they in this position and you're not? But compare yourself in a sense of, what are they not doing that I can be better at? I made sure that on the court, I was good at everything, from being a great scorer, a good defender, a passer, rebounder, you name it. Because when you may have an off night of scoring, your coach is going to need your hustle. So it's all about preparation. Being sure to stay a necessity and not an option. Step 3, stay professional in the pressure. Y'all, frustration is real, but don't let it derail your discipline. Stay respectful, stay coachable, and stay consistent. How you handle politics will prove if you're really built for leadership. It can be draining going through a constant revolving door and it feels like you just keep missing your stop. But this process is all about emotional maturity. It's a chess match. Staying professional in the pressure is where you begin to separate yourself from most. One thing I wanted to make sure was that no one could ever say anything bad about me. No one can say that I've ever had a bad attitude, that I gave lazy efforts, or just not fun to be around. And because of that, I've always been granted opportunities. Not because of my talent, but because of my professionalism. You're going to always be in an environment where you see athletes get out of character, but make sure that you're not one of them. There has been times where I wanted to act out, cuss out a teammate, or even not just show up. But that would have done nothing but hurt my career. So I've always kept in mind that it's so important to stay professional. Step 4, keep building beyond the system. Y'all, there is no coach, no team, or no agent that can dictate your success. Having a constant plan to network, train, and learn will give you a competitive edge in the sports world. To build beyond the sports, it's important to build a personal portfolio. You have to have the hard evidence to prove your worth. Whether it's game film, stats, referrals, it's necessary to keep all of that in your back pocket. Y'all, I used to be so scared to network. To talk about my success was extremely hard. But those opportunities to speak up for myself allowed me to build beyond the system. Building beyond the system isn't about fame. It isn't about being cocky, but it's about truly setting yourself up for the future. Because y'all, the clock will stop ticking. And when it does, you want to be well equipped for the next phase of your life. And next, the most important one, step 5, be yourself. You were created uniquely for a reason. And so don't ever shy away from that. Trying to be like someone else will only hurt your confidence. So in this process, try to stay away from the negativity on social media. Being myself personally got me into a world that I never would have thought I'd be in, a world that I didn't think I was even capable of being in. So as you go through this journey of preparing for the real world, know that it's filled with politics. Politics does have the power to shape your future, but make sure it shapes your future in a good way. So through this process, never let your emotions ruin your execution. Always stay poised. Keep the main thing the main thing. And lastly, keep doing the right thing, no matter what, because the work will show. I was known as a player who brought good energy, good vibes, and was just always smiling. And when I didn't, it definitely showed. Being myself, no matter what, gave people the opportunity to know the real me. And because of that, I was able to transfer that onto the court through my game. If you're going through this feeling right now, it doesn't matter where you start, nor does it matter where you finish. But as long as you're competing every single day to be better, you'll always end up on top. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to Athlete Beyond. I truly appreciate the support. But y'all, I do need a favor. If you or anyone you know could benefit from Athlete Beyond, please share, comment, like, and subscribe. Your voice matters. Thanks, y'all. See y'all next time.